Welcome back. It's Zach Mack from Puck Pass and Belly Up Sports.
I am Mike Brown, back with you guys today, coming to you live from my basement studio here in Continental, Ohio.
What's up, guys? This is Brandon with Belly Up Sports.
What's up? It's your boy Rattlesnake, host of the Chairgating podcast over here with Belly Up Sports.
We got another video for you. It's going to be hypothetical fist fights this time.
Last week we did the Texas pronunciations. This week we're going to do athletes in a fist fight.
Today we're doing ultimate fighting.
And I'm here to tell you which athlete would win in a fight.
Now, me personally, I'm a lover, not a fighter. You won't catch me fighting, especially fist fights. Nobody's face in the entire world is as important as mine, so if I'm joining a fist fight, I'm automatically assuming the most risk, which is just silly. Why would I do that? That's not a smart move.
Now, I've been known to talk a little shit. I've got my ass kicked plenty of times, so I feel like I'm a pretty good expert to tell you who would lose a fight.
We've got hypothetical fist fights here, and we're gonna pick winners. So we've got a handful of them. Let's get right into it.
Ready, fight!
Number one is Babe Ruth and Tony Stewart. I know Tony Stewart is a hothead, but the Babe could pitch, the Babe could hit, he could probably throw a punch. Plus, it's bigger. We're going with Babe Ruth on that one.
I'm going to have to go with Babe Ruth. Those guys were crazy back in the day. I know Stewart has that crazy side to him, but definitely going with Babe Ruth.
I don't really know if this is even a question. Babe Ruth will swat that fat bastard right out of the damn stadium. One's a legend, and the other is just a drunk NASCAR driver who's whiny as fuck and maybe throw a punch when he's pissed off. I mean, this isn't even a debate. Babe Ruth knocks that dude right out the park.
May seem a little biased here because I host a NASCAR podcast, but I just gotta be honest, I've never seen Babe Ruth fight, and I don't think I've not seen Tony Stewart fight at any given NASCAR race. He might be a little bit smaller, but I'm going Tony Stewart. I don't trust the Babe without a bat.
Butterbean, William the Fridge Perry. I know Butterbean is the fighter, but I'm going with the Fridge. I like the Fridge in this matchup. He's also bigger. That's probably a hot take. I mean, Butterbean probably wins that most of the time, but I'm picking in our hypothetical matchup. This one matchup, the Fridge wins.
I'm just going to have to go with Butterbean here, boxing in general. To me, it kind of seemed like William the Fridge was kind of a big teddy bear, so I got Butterbean here.
I'm gonna have to go with the Fridge here. This is an MMA fight, people. This isn't a boxing match. And I think the athleticism with the Fridge Perry, he's gonna sack Butterbean straight down to the canvas, and he ain't getting back up. That 425, it's just over.
Now, the Fridge is a big dude, but I saw a video on YouTube like 10 years ago of Butterbean knocking out a guy probably the Fridge's height. I'm going Butterbean just because he has that knockout punch, and he's like 100 pounds heavier.
Gronk versus Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Dwayne The Rock Johnson wins this hands down. It's not even close, I don't think. Gronk probably has more fun with it, but Dwayne The Rock Johnson wins this fight.
Anything Gronk does, you can't take the guy serious. I can't imagine him in an actual fight, so I'm definitely all the way with Dwayne The Rock Johnson here.
I'm a Patriots guy. I love the Patriots. I love Gronk. 69, baby. But this is The Rock we're talking about. The people's champ. Dropping the people's elbow. Gronk's a WWE wannabe. This dude lived it. He's a champion. I'm going with Dwayne The Rock Johnson because I can smell what The Rock is cooking.
They're surprisingly similar in size, but my main concern is I think The Rock is just a Hollywood action star, and that's why I'm picking Gronk. I think the dude is a wild card.
Wild card, bitches! Yeah!
Bill Belichick, Mike Leach. Oh, no-brainer, Mike Leach. This one's not even fair. Bill Belichick, 5'7", 165. Mike Leach, 6'2", 235. Plus, Bill's gonna be like, he probably has the same attitude I have, where he's like, no, I'm not gonna do a fist fight. I'm more important than you. Why would I risk? You know, Mike Leach going away.
I don't think this is a challenge. I think Mike Leach eats him up, and it's done and over with.
See, this is a tricky one, guys, because the size difference will have you fooled, all right? Belichick is a strategic genius. Leach is going to throw the air raid at him, and then out of the blue, Belichick's just going to come up and bite his jugular. So I got Belichick winning his unofficial 7th ring.
Bill Belichick, Mike Leach. Belichick seems like a dude that doesn't care about anything, and Mike Leach seems too philosophical, so I'm going Belichick. I think he's no bullshit. When he puts those hands on, he's going to win like he does on the gridiron.
Steve Smith and Allen Iverson. I got a hot take answer here. Allen Iverson wins this one because he's the answer. We've got a question. Steve Smith or Allen Iverson? And the answer is Allen Iverson. Simple as that.
I think both of them scrappers, both of them don't care, but I see Steve Smith just coming on strong in this one and winning this one easy.
I got Allen Iverson because he's just that dude. He's from the hood, man. He lived it. That fight at him, it's just not gonna let up. He'll bite that ankle. I got him beating Steve Smith by multiple ankle bites.
Steve Smith, Allen Iverson, two incredibly talented short athletes. Respect for that. I gotta go Steve Smith. I think the dude's a G and not somebody I would want to mess with. I don't care what size he is.
John Daly, Ryan Newman. I'm going John Daly because he just doesn't give a fuck. He just doesn't. He's got to win that.
This one's going to have Rattlesnake's take on it right here. This is probably the closest tail of the tape, I guess, in a race car and stuff like that. A very aggressive person, but John Daly, this guy drinks, this guy smokes, this guy's while on the golf course. I think this one's pretty easy. John Daly would take this.
I got John Daly. He's gonna be too drunk to even feel any pain. You're gonna hit John Daly 7 times. He's only gonna feel one of them. He's gonna take that driver and he's gonna send you 275 yards to the right into them trees.
I think most people expect me to say Ryan Newman just because he's a NASCAR driver, but I'm going John Daly. Anybody that can smoke a cigarette while playing their professional sport can probably throw some hands.
Gordie Howe, Nolan Ryan. Stupid question. Gordie Howe wins it 10 times out of 10.
Nolan, obviously, the reach advantage here, the height. But I'm just going to have to throw it back to the hockey roots. I think Gordie Howe takes this one, even though Nolan Ryan has had his share of people in headlocks pounding on him. But I definitely got to go Gordie Howe.
This pains me. I'm a Rangers fan, huge Texas Rangers fan. I love Nolan Ryan. When he put Ventura in that headlock and beat the shit out of him, that was like an iconic moment in baseball history. But Gordie Howe played hockey when they didn't have any goddamn face masks. He was taking pucks to the face. I got Gordie Howe, just straight toughness, taking out my man Nolan Ryan. The Express is taking the train to Loser Town.
I've seen Nolan Ryan fight, and honestly, I'm not impressed. I'm not much of a hockey guy, but what little I do know, I know that Gordie is not afraid of a fight.
Lonzo Ball, Joey Logano. Wow. I feel like both of them are absolute bitches when it comes to dropping hands. You see, and I would know, when it comes to dropping hands, I'm a bitch. So, I can relate to these guys. Let's go Joey Logano because Lonzo Ball can't win a goddamn thing in his life.
Joey may be one of the most hated NASCAR drivers around, but I think Lonzo Ball, not necessarily because of what Lonzo Ball does, but because his father makes him one of the most hated maybe basketball stars, but just reach advantage, height in general, I'm gonna give this one to Lonzo.
I'm not saying Lonzo Ball looks like the toughest cat on the block, but that dude has probably a shit ton of pent-up anger at his fucking dad. So I guarantee he digs deep, finds that anger, and he just unleashes hell on Joey Logano.
Lonzo Ball versus Joey Logano. We've seen Lonzo Ball can't lift weights, so I don't think he can fight either. They're both built very similar, both very skinny, but the main difference is that winner mentality. That's something Joey Logano has that I don't think Ball has. I'm going Logano on this one.
Stephen A. Smith, Kevin Durant. Stephen A. Smith wins that. Why? Because it doesn't even matter. If Stephen A. Smith wins, Kevin Durant will be on his team next matchup.
Really? Do I need to answer this one? Kevin Durant all day long? I think most of America would like to see that because most of America is annoyed by Stephen A. Smith. Who the hell made this? This is horrible. Who made this one?
KD, probably one of the softest fucking guys in the NBA. This dude couldn't bench 135 damn pounds coming into the draft. I know all you guys seen Stephen A. Smith doing his little boxing routine. That dude was pathetic as shit. I'm gonna have to give Durant the win here just based on size. I got KD winning in a bitch fest.
Stephen A. Smith, Kevin Durant. This is a tough one because I don't think Kevin Durant could ever win a fight, ever, except maybe if it's Stephen A, just because he'll have so much built up rage. If KD gets just one good punch with that reach, I think he could actually win this fight. That being said, he would lose to pretty much everybody else on this list.
Last but not least, Chuck Liddell, Ray Lewis. To be honest with you, I know Chuck Liddell by his name. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. I don't know who he is, but Ray Lewis killed a person, so Ray Lewis wins. He probably kills Chuck Liddell in this matchup too.
If I was Chuck Liddell, I'd be somewhat worried about this because Ray Lewis has already murdered somebody. Granted, never proven, I guess. I'm gonna have to go with Chuck Liddell, and I think America would appreciate that. Maybe this is the trial.
Look, I don't know, man. Ray Lewis actually killed a guy, but I gotta go with Chuck Liddell. That dude's been beating the shit out of people for decades. I don't think any amount of knives can help Ray Lewis. It's not gonna work. So yeah, I got Chuck Liddell fucking laying the hammer on him.
This is probably the toughest one. Ray Lewis is a very scary dude, but the thing is, I think he's grown up his entire life always being the toughest guy. And eventually that toughest dude has to come up against an even tougher guy. Chuck Liddell would be that dude for Ray Lewis. They're both pretty similar in size. The main difference is Ray Lewis's sport is playing football. Chuck Liddell's sport is beating the shit out of people his size or bigger.